part of me that I never really show on YouTube, and I guess I will kind of show it over on Twitter if you follow me over there, is the side where I just love to think back on things and really get into a little bit of a deep state of mind, where in a retrospective manner I'll take a look at and be like, you know what, this was honestly such an awesome time. And as of recently, I was talking with a lot of my friends about just the state of Call of Duty, everything like that, where we've come from in the past couple of years, and it really just brought my attention to how awesome 2017 was for Call of Duty. And with that said, some people may not be the most fond of what we've seen in the past year since Infinite Warfare's launch, but from a standpoint of being a fan that loves activity and loves to be engaged within the Call of Duty community, this is something that I think undeniably it was one of the best years of Call of Duty. So in this video today, it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be anything breaking anything down or taking a look at any leaks or something like that. Instead, it's going to be a little bit of a retrospective commentary in which I just want to share my thoughts with what I think makes this past year of Call of Duty one of the best years, if not the best year ever within the franchise. And I guess that kind of is a bold statement, and looking back, it might not be the best simply because the golden days, if people want to call it that, of Call of Duty still have a ton on the plate for what we saw within that year. But still, 2017, especially for what it's worth and what we had given to us, not only did things make do, but I still think that despite the hardships at the beginning of the year, this is something where the community was pretty much pleased in whatever they ended up pursuing in the past 9 months or so. Now, first and foremost, I think the biggest thing that we can maybe say is a testament to how great a year it was for Call of Duty fans was not only that we had one active title, not even two, but 3 active titles throughout the entire year. So really covering every single basis of the Call of Duty franchise in recent years, we ended up seeing all of that accounted for within games. We had Black Ops 3 continued if you guys absolutely loved that game, Infinite Warfare if you wanted to have a similar playing experience but stay on a newer game and really enjoy what Infinity Ward did, which while many people may not necessarily like what Infinity Ward did with the title, it is something that I still think they pour their heart and soul into it. And as for that, even if I end up absolutely hating it at some point, I'm still gonna do my absolute best to show those developers and that team 3 years of work does deserve. And of course, if you end up wanting to play boots on the ground, go back to that throwback nostalgia of Modern Warfare, the classic that everybody still to this day kind of holds as that golden standard for Call of Duty. You can do that with Modern Warfare Remastered, and granted it's been changed around a little bit with some DLC weapons and everything like that, but for the most part, it still encompasses that classic vibe of Modern Warfare. Now delving into this a little bit deeper though, you can still see so much support for all 3 titles despite there being 3 to keep up with one single year. You have active content being added into every one of those games, which again, makes whichever fan you decide to be of those absolutely happy and content with more than enough content coming out. Whereas every single year you usually have like that standard content DLC season with maybe some microtransactions put in intermittently throughout that. But for the most part, every single year on a single Call of Duty release, there ends up being about a month to a month and a half time at various different points within that year in which it becomes an absolute dry period, a desert with absolutely no content and nothing to keep the game fresh. And with 3 active titles consistently adding in stuff, that effectively negates all that time in which we otherwise would be thinking, all right, so when's the next content going to be coming? So with DLC across every single game and many updates to keep the game fresh with smaller content, I think that's absolutely amazing for Call of Duty fans and for people that once again love to see support happening for whatever title they want to be on. There are 3 to choose from and a lot of activity on every single one. Now granted, a lot of stuff came in supply drops, and yes, I totally agree, supply drops suck, especially the Black Ops 3 version. I absolutely hate how it's just a single RNG pull in which you end up having the chance out of one supply drop to get 3 things out of thousands of items. That sucks absolutely. Modern Warfare Remastered is a little better because you can chip away at whatever you want, but still, rant aside, supply drops do suck, but for what it's worth, keeping the game fresh is something that I'm always fond of. Yes, again, me having a chance to get the newest weapons like the XMC or the Olympia are always so small, or if it's something like where Modern Warfare Remastered adds new weapons or Infinite Warfare adds new weapons in which I can actually end up attaining those, that of course drives me to want to play a little bit more and to test out these new weapons and therefore put more time into the game, which as gamers, that's something we always want to do, right? And not to mention the fact that whenever we talk about putting in more timing into a game, the revitalization of zombies with Zombies Chronicles, oh my goodness, that was something that was absolutely fantastic, and that is something that I put so much time back into whenever that was not only announced and fully released, Oh my goodness, I played that for about 2 months non-stop just because it allowed me to relive the passion for grinding zombies literally all day that I had when I was much younger and just getting into COD, with starting at World at War, where zombies was that first breakthrough into the franchise then. That's something that's reliving all of that was something just incredible. So having that and other things thrown into the mix here within 3 active titles, that active support and conscious decision to give players more stuff to keep them updated, to keep the game fresh, and to continually give them not only patch support for updating weapons and all that kind of stuff, but adding in some stuff that, again, might be microtransaction stuff here and there, but still keeps the game fresh. I can't ignore that as something that is not absolutely awesome, that the attention to detail is still there even 2 years after one game has already been out. And given the circumstances of Infinite Warfare's launch and the initial reception of the game, I think that by keeping 3 games active, it effectively turned around what could have been a disastrous year for Call of Duty and kept it either at a stable level or maybe even increased some sales here and there for Activision even, and gave players a lot to deal with on their plates and could pick and choose exactly what they wanted to play around with and what they wanted to experience. So for that, I'm incredibly thankful for the past year. It was something that, again, had its ups and downs. Maybe it had a little bit too much micro DLC, but for what it's worth, 3 active titles, I think that's awesome as Call of Duty fans to be able to have that kind of stuff given to us despite what could have been a lot worse of a year. But all that said and out of the way, just a little bit of an opinion piece here that I wanted to throw out there into the world. Something that, once again, I was discussing a lot of where we've been from, how this past year has played out, given everything that has happened and what could have happened. And I think that, truthfully, this was a great year. I'm absolutely looking forward to the launch of World War II, which again still falls in 2017, so another awesome thing to add in there, returning to the boots on the ground, returning to the classic Call of Duty vibe. Super looking forward to all of that, but once again, overall, I think that this was just a fantastic year, and you're more than welcome to disagree with that if you so do so. That's totally cool. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I respect every single one of those. But that said, just wanted to give you guys my piece on why I think that this year could have been a lot worse, but actually turned out to be quite a bit of fun. That said though, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you guys did, make sure you drop a like down below. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Let's get a little bit of a discussion going here up on this, and hopefully as civil as possible. What do you guys think about this past year? Do you think that, once again, given the circumstances, it turned out to be something relatively positive for the brand? Do you think it's something that absolutely sucked and you hated every second of it, or did you absolutely love it? Whatever it may be, feel free to let me know down there in the comment section down below. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with everything we have here regarding Call of Duty World War II in particular. The next week is going to be absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to start grinding the beta here and giving you guys some content that you guys definitely will enjoy, or at least hopefully enjoy. If you guys also enjoy the Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare, Master, and Infinite Warfare, stick it right here up on the channel. And finally, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that is the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on Twitter, so if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. But all that said and out of the way, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching. Mine is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.